Happy Friday, everybody. Hi, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to Simply Living in a Small Town. And like I said, it's Friday. So I am so thankful it's Friday. I don't know about you. What have you got going on? What has everybody been up to? It's been an intensive week for me. Especially today has been an extremely jam-packed day. I knew it was going to be from the get-go. My daughter had a lot of stuff due today. Homework wise, she had like a regular day, and then she had extra stuff due today. It was like signing off on orientation paperwork and other, like 5, 6 different things that was due today. So I helped her with that this morning. We still managed to get done early, which is great. She's doing good in her classes, so I'm really happy about that. She's still like getting the hang of doing the online courses. But anyway, it has just been, excuse me, like I said, a jam-packed day. And ever since I got up this morning, it has literally been go, go, go. And I knew it was going to be a busy day, and yet I didn't really have like a lot of stuff for myself planned for the day because I knew it was going to be jam-packed, just trying to get everything done and whatever, because she went to, I dropped her off a little bit ago. She went to her dad's this weekend. So I knew that like we just, need to be done with a certain amount of whatever we're doing by 4:30 so we could get out of here and go. And it's always like on a Friday like that, very busy to begin with. And then, like I said, she had some extra work and I was trying to get something done. So I didn't really have a lot planned for myself because I knew I was going to be busy just trying to stay on top of like helping her and taking care of her and that kind of thing. So anyway, I ended up like throwing in the works. Like all of a sudden I felt so much better today. I am just so grateful. Like I have the best chiropractor ever. Like this is a guy I've been seeing since I think, yeah, it's like 2022. And he's one of the very few doctors that's wanted to actually like help me. Like help me. He gets it. Like, and he's extremely compassionate and understanding. And I'm just absolutely grateful and blessed to have an amazing chiropractor. And if you've not been to a chiropractor, like you wouldn't believe what they can do, because I never dreamed when I went to him um, that he was even going to be able to help me, much less help me in the way that he did. Because at the point when I went to him, I was extremely desperate. I had I had pain going down my shoulder all the way down my arm. I literally couldn't pick up my arm. I was like, I mean, it was such excruciating pain. I was like crying and screaming hysterically, like screaming and crying hysterically. And like I couldn't even lay down and go to sleep. Like nothing was comfortable. Nothing. It was just horrible pain. So initially, I went to the hospital and they just X-rayed me and said, "Yeah, you have sciatic pain," which I already knew. I mean, seriously, and which is actually they term it radiculopathy, but it's what it is, sciatic pain. I knew that, so they gave me. I'm trying to think. It was what it was a dose of. They gave me one shot that was a dose of some painkiller, and then they gave me a high dose shot of morphine, and it was just enough for me to for it to calm down the pain enough for me to lay down and go to bed that night. And then like 2, 3 hours later, it was like same thing all over again. So that's how I ended up getting into the chiropractor. Um, my husband did that. He like literally looked around. He's like, "You're gonna go to a chiropractor," and it's funny because my husband doesn't really take charge a whole lot, but at times like that, like he did, and I'm absolutely grateful he did because he called down there, got me an appointment. I even said to him like, "I don't know what you think a chiropractor's gonna do for me. Like I don't see how that's gonna help." But the guy fixed me. I mean, so that, like I go down there and I use the roller bed, and then I do stem therapy, and then I have adjustments by the chiropractor. And I'm telling you, like the adjustments alone, like it's like that. So like, relaxing, and I just feel like I have a new body all of a sudden when I walk out of there. It's truly amazing. So anyway, I didn't have a whole lot planned today, and I've been wanting to finish my DIY fence out back. I've just got 3 pallets. I've I've stated this before, but we have a really small backyard, and so I put up a fence, and it's just 3 pallets. There's like 2 over here next to each other, and then 1 over here, because like right in the middle of this is our blueberry bush that we got moved over here months ago. So I put up 3 pallets that I got for free. I already had steel posts. So what you do is you stand the pallets up where you want them, and then you drive the steel posts, one on each end, to brace it like this at the inside of the pallet, the inside ends of it. And then I decided I was going to just do that originally. And then I decided, hey, I got some, pieces of picket fence left from my property that where my house burnt down. I had a white picket fence, a huge white picket fence around that place. So I had some of that, and I thought, you know what? Wow, I'm going to take, these pickets are almost perfect. Like, so I took and I like cut them in half. I had already done that to like cannibalize them down to use for things. And like, because the sections are like, I think they're 6 foot wide, or maybe 8 feet wide, maybe 8 feet wide. Maybe they're 6. I can't remember at the moment. But anyway, I decided to use those. So I did today. I've had one setting up. So the one pallet that's like here by itself, it's down here, and on the other side of it is a grapevine. So the one pallet here by itself, I already had set up the picket fence panel ready to like attach to the pallet. I just hadn't done that yet. So I've been so frustrated because I keep seeing, like, I keep going outside and I know it's there and I know I need to do it. And I've been so frustrated because I've been having problems with my shoulder again. And not at all like it was when I originally went to my chiropractor, but still, like it's still been like really not good, basically. And so, it's as of yesterday, as of like the day before, it started feeling some relief. And then yesterday, I mean, it's still not like totally 100%, but it's like, oh, it's so much better. Like, this is still like sore here to some degree, and it's still a little bit like my arm is a little bit tense feeling, but nothing like it was. So I don't know if this is what happens, y'all. And if you have autoimmune disease or chronic illness, you understand this. You have days that you feel better, and then you're like, I want to just I want to just do all this stuff. Like, it's like you feel like Superman or Superwoman, like all of a sudden. And then, but you have to keep like a hold on that too. It's like, I'm like, oh, I can do all this stuff. But that's really not, I'm not Wonder Woman. Even though my family tends to think, like the people around me tend to think I am, I have to remind them all the time, like, I am just a human being like everybody else. Y'all know, right? That I'm not Wonder Woman, because y'all act like I am, and they just laugh at me. My husband will usually say to me, what are you talking about? Of course you are. But anyway, that was just sitting out there. All I needed to do was attach the picket to that pallet. So I went ahead and got that done. And then while I was at it, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and do the next one, because I already had it painted which I had painted the sides. So the picket fence is actually facing like my neighbor's yard. It's not on my side. I actually had decided not long ago, hey, you know what? I'm going to put pickets because I have enough. I'm going to put pickets on this side too, facing us, so I can make it all pretty. Well, make it all pretty on both sides. But anyway, so I'm still doing the opposite side facing the neighbors. And so I decided, hey, you know, I'm going to go ahead and like do the next one. It's already painted. Well, or partially painted. And I thought I'm going to go ahead and paint it or finish painting it because these pallets I'm just spray painting them, and the only reason I'm doing that is because the lumber on the pallets is not treated wood, so just putting spray. In other words, I'm just spray painting to have a sort of layer of protection to some degree on the pallets to somewhat keep them from rotting quicker, basically. So I got that spray painted that dried really quick, and I went ahead then and put the next picket fence panel because I already had that one ready too. And all I had to do was like move my shim boards over to that to raise the picket up to where I wanted it. And then go ahead and screw it down. So it did that. I have moved on to the third one. So I intend like either tomorrow, because I'm going to work on this. I've got another picket fence panel I have to put 4 more pickets on because the way I'm doing it, like they normally have a space between each picket about like this, and I'm adding a picket in between so it's like all solid. And I absolutely love the 2 that I already have up now. That's fantastic because basically like I sit on the other side behind the one that's just standing there by itself, and I feel like much more privacy because it's like blocked, you know. And it's not really about my neighbors, but it's just there is a street like right over there, and there's also someone else that like I don't really want seeing over in my yard per se. So, but it's the thing that I need privacy. We live on the very edge of town, but we have like houses like right on top of us. I apologize for that. There's been a lot of traffic recently. I don't know what the heck. Because I'm doing this video like kind of later in the day. But anyway, I'm just like so thrilled that I got that much done. So I intend over this weekend, which is a long weekend because my husband's off Labor Day. My daughter's off school for Labor Day too on Monday. So I'm like, oh wow, you know, I mean, it snuck up quick because I didn't even realize, holy cow, that Labor Day, like there was a holiday coming. I'm always behind y'all. I mean, seriously. I'm doing good to keep track of like literally what day it is of the week. I say to my daughter all the time, it's like, it's Friday, isn't it? And she's like, no, it's Thursday, or you know. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So I got that done. But anyway, I want to get the third one finished on the faces that way. And then all that side will be done. I need to mow the grass over there in front of it because there's like a strip that needs mowed. But and then I want to plant like flowers in front of there. I think that would be so pretty. And I want to do the same thing then on our side, like facing us. Do paint the pallets and then put up the pickets and then plant like flowers in front of there. I actually would like to maybe even have like some climbing flowers. So, um, kind of like I had a clematis at my property that where the house burnt down. I had that for like forever, a long time, and it was a really dark purple clematis, and it was beautiful. It would come out every year, and I had a great big trellis over at that place. It was like there was a couple of concrete steps at the front of my yard from the, like there was a sidewalk, town sidewalk. And then there was a couple of steps that came up onto like my property, and then there was a sidewalk going up to the house. But where them couple of steps came up, where there was a landing, there was a great big trellis that went over top of it. And it was beautiful. Like, I had the clematis out there, and there was another thing. The trellis was already there because the guy that had rented the house previous to us, he built that trellis, and it was just beautiful. I think it really made a statement at that specific property because it like looked like it went with it. Um, but there was a bush out there on both sides of it. Would climb up it. I always had to trim it way back every year because it would grow massive, and it had really pretty, I think it was like white blooms that it came out on it, and the bees absolutely loved it, and it smelled really good. And it wasn't I know what a honeysuckle. It was not honeysuckle. I looked it up before, and I'm like, yep, that's what it is, but I can't remember now what it was. But anyway, I think that would be really cool to have maybe a climbing flower on one of those back there or something. So I don't know. I've done a lot of work outside this summer. I mean, a lot, and I'm still not even done, but it just looks so much better. Like, our backyard looks really nice now. I've got quite a bit more to do to make it look even better. But not only that, like, the building too on the outside is looking better and better. So out back and out front both. But I planted a lot of flowers. I have a ton of flowers out front here that I can't wait. Like, I am so looking forward to like next spring and summer. It sounds funny because I know we're getting ready to go into fall, but I have just planted, not long ago, like, I planted tulips out front that were really pretty that my husband bought me. They're pink. And then I bought some pineys that they look similar to roses, and they smell really fragrant, and I love those. There used to be like a ton of those back behind my house at the other property. So I planted like 3 pineys out there. I have the tulips. I have tiger lilies that I've had up here for years, and somehow, for some reason, they are like clear up against, like, coming across the front door, even though I have a black top strip that comes up to the front door. I don't know how it's even possible, but like, I'm gonna have to trim those down. I meant to do it the other day, but I'm still trying to take it easy and not trying to overtax myself of a day. So I still need to go out there and cut those back because we're getting ready to hang the storm door on the front of the building. And like, the flowers are like in the way, and obviously they've already bloomed in that, but it's like the green stems that are like this tall. Um, so there's those out there. And then to the side of this, like, flower garden out here that I've got going, my husband planted last year a rose bush for me, and it's only like this big, but I've inserted a picture of that, I think, once or twice into the end of my videos because it put out 2 absolutely beautiful like flowers this year, even though it's only like this big and you can hardly see it because of the grass and stuff. But so that's exciting. So I love it. I've just been doing a lot outside. I did film some of what I did today because I'm going to put that into a video, like where I was working on that fence. And it's an easy, economical way to just have some kind of temporary fence. I mean, I don't intend that to be there like forever, but it's just something for now. So, and I can't drive where I have that up. I can't put posts in the ground because the line's underneath of there. Um, so that's why I did what I did. And it's like, it's really making the yard come together and giving more privacy. And I love it because my daughter and I constantly, it's a thing, like, we go out there and sit off and on all day, like, when it's nice. Today was absolutely perfect. It's like 76 degrees, but it was really, really warm, and to the point where I actually ended up taking off pants and putting like shorts. It's actually a skirt that's got like shorts under it, so like a skirt. And I mean, I was still like getting hot. I had a jacket on this morning, and I because the sun was just like, but the humidity's back somewhat, like not like it was, but it just was like really, really nice. And yesterday was beautiful. So we've just, I mean, and it is, you can tell I was outside a while ago. It is like cooling off. But now our temperatures, and I figured this was coming. Our temperatures are supposed to go back up again. Like Monday is supposed to be 80 degrees again. So I'm like, that's good, that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. And now that I've done a ton of talking, I'm sorry if you wanted to like just skip ahead or whatever to see, what I did here. So anyway, I finished. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 washcloths. Now I'm going to warn you, they are done minus weaving and tails. I figured the heck with it. I'm going to go ahead and show them to y'all anyway, because I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down after this and finally eat something, because I need to eat. And I felt like I'm crashing because I haven't had enough food and drink today, and it's like I need to stop and eat. But I wanted to get this done to show y'all, because I'm happy with what I've gotten done, even though I want to do some more, and then I'll be done with like making washcloths for this craft bazaar I'm going to. So I did 2 like this. Oops. And this is Premier Home Cotton. And it's the color like Fruity Speckle. So there's like 2 of those. What I'm wanting to do is have like 3 or 4 of each like colorway. So I have 2 like that. I don't know how well you can tell. Yeah, it's kind of like pink and purple and like a burgundy color. So after I eat, though, I am going to sit down and weave in the tails. So it's not like I started doing them actually before I sat down here. See, this one's completely done. So that means I only have 7 more to weave in tails. And then I did, this is Sunshine Splash. I showed you all the ball of that, I think, the other day. It's Premier Home Cotton as well. And I did make one of these for myself. It was a little smaller than the others, so I just put it in the pile for myself. And I do want to still make some more for myself, because I was like I was making ones for us that were like pastel, like kind of pastel colors, like pink, purple, orange, yellow, green. I think that was it. So it's kind of like, almost kind of like a rainbow kind of colors or whatever. Like a soft, like pastel rainbow or something. But anyway, I really like this yellow. I think that's really pretty. So I want to do like, I did start another one of these actually, but I ran out of yarn. So I've got to find, I have 2 more balls of this. I know for a fact that I got a while back in my Premier yarn order, like 2 orders ago. So I have one of this right now, but I have another one started. So, and then I showed you all the other day, I have the Caron Cake ones, which I'm really half tempted to keep. They all just turned out like slightly different, the Caron Cake ones. But I really like this as a washcloth, like the feel of it. I love the Premier Home Cotton. I've been using that for the last several years. And I really love the Premier Home Cotton. But to be honest, I figured out what it was earlier. I'm like, what is that feeling to it? And it almost feels like wax. Like it has a waxy kind of finish to it a little bit, the Premier Home Cotton. But this is the Caron Cotton Cake. And I really like it. If these don't sell, I'm telling you, they're gonna be in our like stash of washcloths because I like that. I like it a lot as that. So there's that one. There's just a yellow one, but it's got a different kind of. This is almost a camel color at the very top. I don't know if you can tell that. And then another one that's slightly different. That's the same. It's that looks all yellow, but it's not. The top here is green. And then at the bottom, the yellow is slightly darker. Yeah, I can see that. So, and then I did one like this. I just looked at this a while ago, and I can't remember the colorway, but this is another Premier Home Cotton. And I have like a couple more balls of this. I want to make like 3 or 4, because what I was thinking was that I would price these for like like $2 a piece, and then maybe like 4 for $7. You can give me your opinions on that, but I think like, I mean, I'm trying to be like really reasonable, because it's just people in this area. I don't know as far as like, and yeah, I know the right people would pay more, don't get me wrong, but like, especially for this specific event thing, I don't know how well it will. I mean, I don't know, but this town, it's only 15 minutes from here. It's where the actual fairgrounds is for our county and that. And they do have like a lot of events and stuff over there. So, I mean, I'm not sure, but you can give me your opinions or thoughts about that. I mean, I'd be more happy to hear your thoughts about that. So, I'm just trying to be really, really reasonable and stuff. So then the other thing, of course, that I finished is I did finish the Boggy Creek blanket. Y'all, I am so happy that this daggone blanket is done. I started working on it. I did very little on it yesterday, and see, that's the kind of thing that was like lighting up my shoulder. Is like, because this is like chunky 5-weight yarn, and I was holding 2 double, and then holding on to this blanket, and then the bigger hook I was using, like, I think I use a 7 hook. So yeah, I think it's a 7. So I did just a little bit yesterday, and it wasn't too bad, but then it started to kind of like, this is still, I mean, right now this is still sore, like right there. So I'm like, I'm not even joking, I put this off till right after I got home, like a little bit. I didn't get home y'all till almost 6:30. So like literally within 15 minutes after that, I started on the blanket, because I was like, I got to get this last row done. And I didn't have like that much done, or that much left of the last row. Like I had 3, yeah, like 3 sides yet to do, because I did a little bit. So I went ahead and I just sat down, and I'm slowly doing it. I'm like, oh, this is like, it's irritating me slightly, but not hardly at all, like compared to what it did before. So so yeah, I finally managed to get it done. And I think it turned out gorgeous. Like this white just seriously sets off the blue and the variegated, and I just think it turned out beautiful. And it is warm, because I had this on my lap, and I was actually like, I had it folded and on my lap, and I started to get like, I could feel the heat like on my legs. Like, it's a good thing I'm almost done, because this is, I mean, it's slightly cooler now, to say the least, where it's okay to have a blanket, but like, this is a little bit too much, because this is pretty weighty. So I'm gonna stand up so you can see. And actually, okay, there's the bottom. But if I stand up like this, I mean, you can't even see this. Like, it goes almost to the top of my head. Like, that's to my feet. So, like, it's decently long. Like, sitting down, it's clear up here. So, yeah, I love it. And I'm really, really super happy with it. And I am absolutely thrilled. I'm thrilled that it's done. So that's the best actual part of it. Is I'm absolutely thrilled that it's done. So that's one more piece done, and I can move on. And this is not for the craft bazaar. This was just, this was just something I was just doing. So I honestly don't know. And well, I say that originally when I did start making this, I thought that I would potentially put it up for sale, like, and do that. But honestly, then the coloring, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. It's like, the colors are beautiful together. Like, and then my daughter saw it and she was, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. And then even my mother saw it. My mother was like, oh, I really like that. And y'all, so then I was like, well, I don't know. Like, then it was like, well, I guess I need to keep it. Like, so it's kind of like that, And Lord knows in the winter, y'all, we all do it. Like my husband, my daughter, myself, will sit in a chair or, the couch or whatever, and like literally, like my husband does it a lot. I think he does it more than anybody else because he's like always cold in the winter. And that's because his skin is like, his skin is like really hot all the time. It's crazy. I keep telling him that is not normal. So, in the winter, then he's like super cold all the time. And I'm like, it's like, yeah, because your body feels like it's on fire. Like, but anyway, so he's always got a blanket. So I'm like, it's fine. The biggest issue that I have, though, is now I have all these blankets, and I really, I really don't have anywhere to store them currently. So I'm like, I really want to honestly build a couple of like hope chests, like blanket chests, like one for my daughter and then one for my husband and I to put in our rooms. And I really want to do that. And maybe even one to put out in our living room. That would be cute. But anyway, I would love to do that. So then we can just like tuck our blankets in our boxes and like, have somewhere to put them instead of like right now I have them in a, plastic tote. So anyway, I am thrilled with this and it's time to move on. It's time to move on to the next crochet project. So well, speaking of that, y'all don't know that, but I actually have moved on. I have moved on to another crochet project. I'm just not showing y'all that till Monday. I don't think it'll be done by Monday. So, like, it's something I just started yesterday. It's not even like a big deal, but I did start something else, and it's a small thing, and it is for the craft bazaar. So, although I want one for myself too, because of fall coming and stuff. But like again, I will show you on Monday what that is. So, like I said, though, it's time to move on. So, I will see you in the next one. I appreciate you so much for watching this video. I truly do appreciate you watching and being that supports, like, that is support to me, and I truly do appreciate that so much. I also appreciate all your comments. I love it. Y'all are so fantastic, I tell you. It's like better than, I don't know, better than the people in my life that I'm actually around. It's crazy. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. Bye now, and God bless.